I've been putting off making this video for a while now. A few months, a year, even, maybe longer. I told myself I was just busy or burnt out, which most of the time was true, but I think I've always known there was more to it than that. A suspicion I knew to be true, though I was too afraid to say it. Because saying it makes it real, and reality is harder to confront. Today marks the 4-year anniversary of this channel. March 14th, 2019, I was Vivid Violet, turning over the first page of a brand new chapter of my life. Needless to say, a hell of a lot has changed since then, and I'm sure just those words leaving my mouth proves it for many of you. I'm not the same person I was 4 years ago. Neither are you, and sometimes maturity and growth means leaving certain things behind, even things you'd never think you'd lose. When I was 7 years old, I remember sitting down at the table in the corner of my favorite local restaurant and telling my mother that I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and she said no. I persisted, of course. She still said no. But then, several years later, a dream I believed I'd never see fulfilled came true, and she said yes. I had been making content for my own purposes for years leading up to this point, and now I was finally in the position to share my creations with the world. Filmmaking has been a passion of mine from an incredibly young age, and I apologize profusely to any family member I coerced into participating in my iMovie masterpieces. But I digress. I was elated that this new outlet was being presented to me. This moment opened the door for so many opportunities, and many of which shaped the person I am today. But alas, nothing lasts forever, and this chapter of my life is no exception. To put it simply, I lost the passion. I lost the love I had fostered for so many years. Making videos very quickly turned from a fun hobby of mine to a responsibility, among many, many others. I would repeatedly check my channel page, dread growing in my gut as the time since my last upload ticked by, from hours to days, sometimes to weeks. Some days I'd neglect my homework just so that I could stream, out of necessity and desperation to keep my channel from falling to the recesses of YouTube's algorithm. I couldn't take a break, couldn't stop making videos, or I'd lose everything I'd worked towards. I was stuck. This fear and this necessity to continuously churn out new content ultimately dragged me from my craft. The voice you heard, the girl you watched, was no longer me. It was a shell of me, a persona I had unintentionally formed just to keep my channel alive. To be completely honest, I can't even watch most of my recent videos because of how disconnected everything feels. That person, that pickle, isn't me. She never was. I never wanted that Pickle is Purple to become like an alternate identity for me. The last thing I wanted was to play a character every time I switched on my microphone, let alone a character that was nothing more than just a fragmented shell of myself. I wanted to be my authentic self with all of you, but as soon as I pressed record, that intention just completely melted away. There was an immense pressure from no one but myself to keep up a persona that would appease the masses, if you will. In a way, I suppose a part of me was trying to mirror the person I was when I first started my channel. I think I subconsciously strived to emanate the things that made me who I was back then, even if they were no longer prevalent. The things that had brought me success, in air quotes of course, 600 subscribers. Now, I don't want to paint this as a tragedy or something to grieve. I absolutely adored making content for such a long time, and I wouldn't trade that time for the world. I met so many extraordinary people, experienced a plethora of incredible things, and enjoyed every second of what I was doing for years. This chapter of my life has been pretty damn spectacular. And a lot of that is because of you, my viewers, my supporters, my friends, even my family. I've certainly gone through hell, as I'm sure we all have, but I've also had the privilege of making some of my fondest memories during this period of my existence largely due to this channel. I truly cannot thank you enough. I'd say that this is goodbye, but the truth is I have no clue what the rest of my life has in store. If I've learned anything over these past few years, it's that literally anything can happen, regardless of how absurd it may seem. But if you've been checking my channel these past few months, hoping to see a new upload from me, let this be your closure. Allow this to be the final episode, the last time our paths cross. So, Alright, my turkey nuggets, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!